Hello and welcome along to episode 43 of the Don Michelle sponsored View from Section C. You have just seen my face on Facebook, doing the Facebook Live, but it's your first time seeing Larso's face this week. Senior, how are you?
I'm very well. First one of the new year, is it?
It isn't.
It is. So
It
happy new year,
isn't.
everybody.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because we wished everyone a happy new year last week. That's what it was.
Yeah.
When it came.
First one of the new year. So no, things are good. Still on holiday, which makes it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike you, who went back to work yesterday. So I hope you're enjoying your work. Whilst I'm sitting here playing PS4 games and whatever. Just chilling it.
This is probably why your broadband strength isn't as good, because as everyone can probably see, he's lagging and he's currently speaking about his PS4 games on the screen. And he's not even speaking. So it might just be a Spotify, Apple Podcasts episode this week rather than a YouTube one, with a time delay. But Senior, you got kicked out last week because of your broadband. And this week, you're on a massive delay. Get them sorted. Get them telt.
I don't care what's going on here, Honestly, no fucking clue. Listen, it just turned up, right? You tell me to turn up at 5 o'clock on a Thursday, right? I turn up at 5 o'clock on a Thursday and switch my laptop on. That's it.
Yeah. And I've also been telling you for about the last 4 weeks now that you have to reset your router, your broadband router.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You've not come out the house to do that, have you?
Well, I have. I came out to the house and got a Chinese, but that was about it.
Yeah, but you never done anything else. But I noticed you've kept away from the new Christmas present I'm wearing.
So yeah, because we're not going to put this on YouTube now. For those listening in, Senior is wearing his Robert Dowd number 75 jumper. Like the tool that he is.
That's it. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's fucking top quality stuff, by the way. It is. It's fucking. It's the best of gear. Like you even get a wee. Oh, it's other arm, is it? You even get a wee signature on this side. It's got. What? I'm absolutely disappointed that he's not got Talarzo on the other sleeve.
Oh my god! Could you imagine it? But listen, we're going to swiftly move on from this, because we're going to come on to competition winner. But I know we said stars players, but you should have came on and posted a picture of yourself, a wee selfie with Dowdy. You know, your wee hockey pal.
Should have.
Honestly. Yeah. So as I said, you've all just probably seen us on Facebook. You're probably watching Facebook as I'm doing this recording just now. But we do have our Don Michelle competition winner. So the gift voucher, meal for 4, including a bottle of Prosecco. And that was Laura Farquharson. So congratulations to Laura. I wasn't quick enough to get the picture from Facebook onto StreamYard for putting up the winning picture. But yeah, congratulations, Laura. Enjoy your meal for 4 and your bottle of Prosecco. As I said, message the A View from Section C Facebook page or Twitter page, whatever is easiest for you, and we'll get that voucher to you as soon as possible. Probably at the next game, probably Saturday if you can get in touch with before then at the Belfast game if you're there. So again, another winner for the Don Michelle voucher, Senior.
Yeah, congratulations, Laura. And although it's a voucher for 4, a meal for 4, it's actually a meal for 2 and me and Junior.
Aye, that's
throw that out there. That's actually the stipulation, is it?
Yeah, it's only an extra meal for 1, technically, because
we have to go.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah.
So congratulations again to Laura. We'll be back getting some more competitions up soon. Try to get some vouchers and that. Well, I say try to get some vouchers. We will get some vouchers from Don Michelle and Paddy when we start thinking up what the next competitions are going to be and what the next set of prizes are going to be as
some
well.
Some good photos in there, by the way.
Oh, there was some absolute top-notch pictures.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed looking through all the photos, and seeing other even, and it wasn't like the same players; it was different players at the time.
Yes. Yeah,
So it was good stuff.
that's what I really liked seeing. It was just different players. It wasn't just your usual guys. Obviously, we included Starsky in that. Got a few pictures with the
Yeah,
amazing and hilarious Starsky on
he's
down with the
getting better.
benches. Oh, he's absolutely hilarious. But the Brits are in there. Gary's in there. Ingy. Then you've got a picture with Hugo. Obviously, Dryden's there. Saunch is there. Big Streaky's in on a few of the pictures. Team pictures. Picture with the coach. Even a picture of Billy Findlay. And I'm going to have to give this guy a shout out because he's been giving me shit this week on social media for the
What?
episode not being up yet. So Billy Findlay even put a picture up of himself, I assume caddying, because he's on the golf course with 3 Stars players. So I'm going to say caddying because I've heard these golfing's pretty shit.
As long as he got his photo, he took with them, then he's into it.
But yeah, again, congratulations, Laura. We'll get that voucher sorted and get it sent to you, get it delivered to you at the rink. So speaking of the rink, senior, 2 tough games last weekend for us. As we move on to the 51 Club sponsored game reviews, and the 51 Club actually sponsored the game at home
He did indeed.
on Sunday. Yeah. It was good to see McGiffin on the ice again, although not in a Stars jersey, because I'm pretty sure he can still do a job, especially with that fat arse.
Well, I think he can maybe do a job with his fists.
Aye, that as well. That as well. So we were at Glasgow, first of all, on Hogmanay, with a 2:00 face-off. I totally forgot it was a 2:00 face-off. Started seeing tweets coming through, and I was like, "Oh shit, this game started." I thought it was 4. So Gary Hayden got the Clan off to a 1-0 lead at the end of the first period. 12-17 he scored. Stars equalised through Ben Soke, assisted by Ryan Verrier and Eriksson at 33-57. Stars then took the lead at 56-32 through Colin Joe. Oh no. Assisted by Elijah Bariga and Roman Semyonovs. Gary Hayden then equalised. A quick fire goal at 58-54. And then up steps Ben Soke, assisted by Semyonovs and Verrier again at 61-33 in overtime, giving the Stars a 3-2 win and the extra point. Senior, what's your thoughts? I know what you're going to say, but thoughts.
As soon as it happened, my finger was ready to go, and I even put it in capital letters. Concentration.
Mm-hmm.
And it just beggars belief. It really, really does. That when we go 2-1 up, I'm thinking, yeah, just concentrate, knuckle down, shut up shop, the game's there. They'll pull the goalie, we'll get the empty net up, a 1-3-1. But it wasn't a win. Didn't go like that, obviously. And what happens? They score. And it's... I don't know how many times, and I don't know, and I keep saying it on here, I'm fucking lost for words now, that how many games it's happened. I'd said before, Junior, that I was going to sit and look at all the games and go through all the stats to see how many times it happens. Yeah. But it's happening every game now. Every game. Yeah. However, we won it in overtime. And that was the main thing.
And I think that was the positive of this time, is that we didn't crumble after conceding so quickly after the go-ahead goal, and then conceding so close to the end of the game.
Yeah. I think we said at the previous podcast, what would we take? And I'd probably just took it. I'd said split the weekend. Okay, it didn't happen. But to go into Glasgow and win, even though they took a point, I couldn't care less if they take a point, as long as we get the 2 points every time. And that was the main thing, was really go in there and as a minimum, come out with 1, maximum we come out with 2, we'll come out with 2. Absolutely delighted. The concentration thing, you're right, it was put aside because we actually gathered our thoughts at the end of the game and came out. But once again, Ben Soke. That's what I'm saying.
I know. Yeah,
What a player!
he's unreal, and he's absolutely on fire. I think somebody put he's on a 13 game point streak or something, 15
Is it?
game point streak or something like that. I can't
It's
remember where I
mental.
saw it, but it was 13 game point streak he was on, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a player. And as I said last week, could you imagine how well he would be doing personally, and
Yeah.
how potentially we could be doing with the line mates had he not been injured that first game in Glasgow at
Yeah.
the start of the season. Well,
Exactly.
the Challenge Cup.
Exactly. There was a wee bit. There was a wee bit of a clan meltdown in regards to the high stick on Mitch Jones. Listen, it was when you look at it, right? When you see his face, it is a bad one, right? It's purely accidental. But I tweeted it as well because they were all on about it. Toby's standing right looking at it. Toby's got a split second to figure out whose stick it is. Now, when I seen it, I actually thought they were complaining because Mitch Jones went down, and I thought it was a trap. And then I watched it again, and I went, "Oh, it's a high stick." But then I had to watch it again and again, and then slow it down and go, "Oh, that's Hugo's stick."
Yeah,
He's got that split second to make a decision.
Yeah, I thought at first it was the clan stick. I thought it was a clan stick that hit him in the face, but it's not until just you slow it down. You know, you can obviously when you watch videos, you can put the playback
Yeah.
speed down lower, and you actually see the stick come up, and then it's like this the kind of the swing round to kind of come down on towards.
Yes.
If anything, he probably could have got called for slashing the guy as well. He slashed the guy's stick after it. But
Yeah.
I think, I thought it was the clan guy's stick at first. I thought Hugo's stick was on the ice, and it's not until you slow it down and watch and watch and watch.
And that's
And we'll say, though, it couldn't have been that bad because you never had a full visor on the next night.
It was bad. Yeah, I mean, I think.
I'm just kidding, clan fans. I don't want to be called a skip rat.
Yeah. I think the cut is on his eyebrow rather than his eye.
Yeah.
And
but it's just swelled and bruised.
And the thing is, he started the next night. So you're right. It was playable. He was able to see it. He played well. I'm just glad he's all right because you can what hockey players are like when they get things like that in their eyes. And look at Rollick when Rollick played for us, and he got the eye injury and things like that. So that it is dangerous when it comes up around the eyes. But
mind Tam Phillips.
Yeah.
Although he went and played SNL after that, Tam's eye was fucked.
Yep. And that's it. And it was the thing is with this, and it was purely accidental. It was just an unfortunate hockey play. They made a big thing about it, how the referees are against them and blah blah blah. But you know what?
Actually, it does.
Listen, as soon as Toby and Pavel go down against to referee them, whether it's both of them together or there's only one of them, straight away the clan are complaining about it. Straight away.
Yeah.
But delighted with the result. Delighted with the performance. From what I've seen, Anton played really, really well. And if something's been
Save of the week.
Yeah, if something's been a bit critical of the goaltending, he played well. Take my hat off to the guy. And as a team, I thought that's a massive, massive result for us to then go in to the home game the next night.
Yeah. So one thing I do want to say on the away game still as well is that Jeff needs to start listening to the podcast because listen, I'm not saying I'm a coach, although you said I'm sitting here like the Ottawa Senators coach with my new Sens gear on, right, and my baseball cap, but Mason needs to listen to this podcast, right? Every game preview that I've done recently, I've called out a player to watch.
Yeah.
And that player has then Gary Hayden. I said it last week. 2 goals in the first game. And I'm like, fucking hell.
We'll be fucked this week then.
I've only got 3 names. I've only got 3 names this week. I've only written 2 down because I know you're going to say the other one, but I've got 2 written down. But yeah, we'll come on to that. But yeah, Gary Hayden again. I mentioned them last week. 2 goals in that first game. I mean, I think he pops up with an assist again on in the home game for us. So going into that home game, as you say, 2 points, absolutely ecstatic, expecting big things, and then we've absolutely faltered
Yeah.
in this game. So Andrew McLean, again with a shot, I still don't know how it went in after 9 minutes exactly. Dyson Stevenson, I think again was a long range shot that I don't know how it went in at 25:05. Carter Folk pulled one back through, assisted by Ben Soke and Johan Eriksson, 28:08. Kevin Massey then scored at 33:03, and then power play goal again by Massey at 38:14 gave the Glasgow Clan it probably was a deserved 4-1 victory over
Yeah.
2 periods, I would say.
Yeah, I actually thought the first period we played okay.
I actually think the first period we dominated at Larzo. I thought we did.
I thought we looked okay. I thought we were unfortunate to be the goal behind. Like you, I do not know how that puck got in. It was at an angle that you thought you kind of scored for there, but you did.
Mm-hmm.
And McLean's name Mug. McLean's played ECH. I think he's played AHL as well, so he's named Mug. And I still thought, I was thinking, why? How on earth? I think I text your mum the same. 1-0 Clan end of first, yet we have dominated.
Yeah.
But then after that, absolute shitfest. Absolute shitfest. It's the only words I could come. I could probably use more words than that, but I didn't really want to. It was just an absolute shitfest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care what happened. It was like we just. It looked like some players just didn't care, for the want of a better word. Yeah.
I'm going to come on to the not caring bit after we review the game. But 3 goals scored by 2 D men. Obviously, I think it was Dyson
Stevenson as well.
I think Stevenson is a forward though.
Yeah, but
has been playing D.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he was playing D in that game, but yeah, 3 goals from a defenseman. I don't even think Clan were that good. Certainly the first period they weren't that good. And second and third period, they never really had to get out any gear because we just crumbled. I don't know what it was. We were just not at the races. I am going to be highly critical on this episode. I think the goalie wants at least three of those goals back. It was great to see Preacer going in the fourth, in the third period, and not concede any after that fourth. I think that was kind of our only positive coming out of the game was Preacer getting 20 minutes, some good saves, and again, I don't know what it is about not wanting to play him this year. I don't.
Yeah, see, for me, I'd mentioned it, or I'd noticed it during the warm up. And I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but I certainly noticed it during the warm up because I like really sitting, watching the warm up, get the lines, see what the goalie's like during the warm up and things. I thought the goalie got injured during the warm up. I said that to you.
And I
there
thought
was a shot came in. Yeah, he went down low to save the puck, and I think his groin went, or he felt something, because even at 4-1 junior, Jeff would never take Anton out going into the third period at 4-1
down. Unless it was to get a rocket up the rest of the team's arse.
Maybe, but he's not done it a lot of times.
Yeah,
and that's
but
how I'm thinking Anton got injured.
Yeah, end of the first period, Anton's got his wee superstition stuff of skates to the bet, like he kind of comes up to the halfway line, turns around at an angle, and then skates in and kind of puts his mask on the board. And I noticed when he was skating over that he was lifting his leg and kind of grimacing a little bit through his mask, which made me think he is injured.
Yeah.
But he didn't look injured during the game, though. He was still kind of going post to post in the butterfly a lot. You know, I don't think he didn't look injured when he was playing, but he looked injured as he came off end of the first period. But
Yeah.
yeah, only positive for me was Priester getting some ice time and coming in, and I think it was 9 shots on him. A couple of them were good saves. Um, it's always the worry, as we said the week before about him. He comes in, he's very cold. He's not got any match sharpness because he's not played any games, and it's usually first shot,
Yeah.
first goal.
Aye.
So it was good that he got that first save, and I think again it showed he grew straight away of
Yeah.
right. I'm in the game here. I'm going.
That's it.
So great to
Totally
see
agree.
Priester back in. I'd like to see. I'd actually like to see him play this weekend at home. I'd like to see him at home on Saturday in the net.
I'm 50-50 with it. I think it'll depend on what happens in Belfast. I think if we get pumped in Belfast, then I would play him. If the game is close or we even take someone out of the game, then I start Anton. I think we need
Yeah.
that.
I
But on the Clan game, you mentioned about Clan being poor, right? And I know I actually believe it or not, there is some Clan fans listening to us here.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope
And they'll
Tanya's
tell
one
you.
of them.
and I know for a fact, right, that a lot of them, they're saying it, so it'll not come any surprise if they do listen. This is the worst Clan team
Yeah, oh
in the
god,
Elite
yeah.
League,
Oh god,
right?
yeah.
On paper,
They shouldn't
it's
be.
probably one of the better teams,
Yeah.
but as a group on the ice, they are one of the worst teams that the Clan
Yep.
have had.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
And
But
that second and third period, they absolutely strolled it against us. We just did not look like coming back. As soon as we went 3-1 down, we weren't coming back.
no. My whole point about Priester playing at the weekend, especially at home, is I saw Anton's stats for last weekend. His save percentage is at 87 against the Clan. Listen, I'm not saying that you should be saving every single one and getting a shutout, but for a save percentage of 87% against the lowest team in the league, and yeah, the defense has got to
Oh,
take
there's got to
accountability.
be,
The
yeah, definitely. There's
forwards
got to
have
be
got
in
to take
factors that,
accountability, but
yeah,
again, 3 of the 4, at least I actually think possibly all 4, but at least 3 of them, he will want back because he knows he should be beaten from where he was.
yeah,
Everyone was long range high, and I
yeah.
don't even think there was much of a screen in front of him. So, yeah, that's the reason I'm saying that about Priester. But what you saying about players not caring? That was mentioned a lot after the last game.
Yeah.
Seemingly there was, I actually seen it at the time. There was players sitting laughing on the bench when we were 4-1 down. The team got booed from quite a lot of areas at the stands. There was a lot on the opposite side and amongst the
Yeah.
Glasgow fans. There was people behind the goal, people from Section E, and at the side of us, there was people in Section C. Every section, I think, near enough in the rink had a couple of boos coming from it. And players were laughing at it and laughing as they came off the ice. That does show that they don't care.
I must admit, I never seen
It's
it.
not everyone. It's not
No,
everyone.
no.
So I won't say that
I
it's the
never,
team, but
I never seen it because as soon as that buzzer went, I was out of there. I was out of there because how I've had this debate with people before, right, about staying back and applauding your team off the ice, win or lose, right? Now I'll applaud my team off the ice, win or lose. When they lose, if they fucking care about it. If they don't care about it, then I'm out of there. How should people pay good money and stand and applaud the guys off that ice and there's no effort, no determination?
Yeah.
We've said it before, play for the logo on the front of the jersey, no for the name on the back of the jersey. And if you're here on a holiday and you want to go and play golf and bring somebody else in.
Yeah.
Because it is getting to that stage now where a lot of fans are saying, we'll not even get 7th, right? So we're fighting for 8th, right?
Yeah.
And there'll be 4 teams. And it'll be the same 4 teams. We Storm, Stars, Flyers, Clan, right? And at this point in time, I honestly believe it'll be the Clan that will get the 8th place because they will start getting a run together.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep capitulating during games. And you see guys like last season was not Dryden's best season, and Dryden will tell everybody that, right?
Yeah.
This season, I feel so fucking sorry for that man. I really, really do, because
Yeah.
he leaves everything on that ice, and he must be thinking, "What's the point? What is the point?" But what Dryden's point will be is, well, I'm not the end that they're fucking speaking about, and Dryden's
Yeah.
probably got a wee bit of personal pride about him.
Yeah.
For me, that's what it is. We're speaking about Cairn. Is it Cairn, or is it actually just personal pride? You know,
Yeah.
you've got the Brits will always put shifts in, right?
Yep.
They will, right? Every one of them does. Even like Tom's Rutkus doesn't get a lot of ice time, but when he plays 4 minutes, 5 minutes in a whole game, you can you're getting 5 minutes of effort out of Tom's every game. But if there's imports there that have not got any personal pride, what's the point? What is the absolute point?
Yeah, so you mentioned Rutkus there, and it's funny because it was one person that actually said to Stoney about it was Rutkus he came on towards the end of the game. I think it was about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes left on against Clan, and he came on and he was still skating his arse off the whole time.
Yeah.
Again, you'll get it with the Brits, you'll get it with certain imports like the ones that Dryden, Sonch, 2 guys that have been here a couple of years now. Obviously, Dryden's been here a couple more.
Yeah.
But they know what it's all about and what the fan base is like and what the fan base is about. They get
Yeah.
it.
But
But for players to sit
it's
and laugh on the bench when you're getting beat
yeah.
4-1, for players
Yeah.
to laugh when they're coming off the ice because they've been booed,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If I'm getting booed, I'm at least telling them to fuck off, not
Yeah.
standing laughing. I'd be fucking pissed off
I'd
if I was
rather,
getting booed at.
Junior, I would rather they argued back with
Yes.
fans
Yep.
or shouted at the fans and shouted up and say, "What you fucking booing for?" Stuff like that. I'd rather that, because then it would show that they are
care.
caring.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I just say, never seen it myself, because
yeah,
and
we
I
were
would
gone.
probably say in 20 years that's the quickest I've been out that car park.
Yeah.
Leaving at the buzzer.
I didn't even hit a queue.
Nope. Straight out, into car, started, gone.
Shannon had to queue though because I had to fucking scrape her car for her. But yeah, I didn't see it myself. I saw one of the
I've seen a
players sitting
lot of
laughing.
people. I've seen a few people putting it on Facebook,
socials,
and I've seen a few people putting it on Twitter.
and it's
not good.
And so what I was going to say is I seen one player, actually see a couple of players sitting laughing on the bench when we were getting beat 4-1 with a couple of minutes to go. I seen them sitting laughing, and I thought, fuck's sake. The ones about booing when they're coming off, laughing when they were coming off because they were booed, I didn't see it. But as you say, it was on social media. It wasn't your usual people who are negative about things. It was fans who go to the games and were like, why were they laughing as they were coming off the ice?
Yeah.
They've been booed, they've played terribly, and they're being booed off the ice, and they're laughing. It wasn't, I'll say it, it wasn't your again Mike Foganen, it wasn't your Mikey Kids, it wasn't people that are vocal on social media. It's other people who aren't usually that vocal on social media that have posted it, and that was the surprising thing, because I thought this has obviously happened then because Mikey Kidd talks a lot of shite half the time, so Mikey could say anything and think it happened, but it was from people who,
Come what? And I know from past experience, right, that it isn't good when there's a lot of negativity on the social media by fans. It doesn't help anybody. We've always said that, right? And that's why when we started this podcast, we always said that we would not be calling out players. Yeah, we could speak about maybe the goalie stats should be better, and we say, oh, maybe he wants a couple of goals back. We have not sat here and fucking crucified people. Never have done. And we've always tried to keep it positive. And I know that it hurts the club when there is so much negativity goes on social media. However, the players need to tap again in this as well, because if they're showing that attitude, right, that's not helping. because
No.
then what it does is it makes fans become negative. I've spoke to you before about it. There's been negative and there's been realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I say to you, come on, this Stars team's, they're only an 8th place team. That doesn't mean I'm being negative. That's me being realistic.
Yeah.
You know, but when things like that are happening, and as you say, it's no the usual suspects that people complain about. Oh, he's a negative. He's a negative. When they say nothing, and others are saying it, then people should maybe look up and think, someone's not right here.
Yeah, there's a lot more of that recently. And the guy, there was a guy, I can't remember his name now. He posted about it the other day. I think it was Chris Simons. He posted about something about negativity and stuff. And it's not the usual suspects; it's other people now. And he say if the players are kind of taking that attitude of "fuck, I don't care," I'm getting a wage. I'm getting a wage at the end of the day. I don't really care. The best thing I could think of, right, is very first Elite League season. Okay, Dan Seaman's coach, Brent Hughes was captain, then an assistant coach, whatever.
Yeah.
And we were on that losing streak. We were getting pumped every game. Guys were out on the piss. And he came into training 1 week, and they do their wee stretch in the circle at centre ice, and I could still hear him shouting at them. You're not here at a fucking country club. You're here to play hockey. Go out and enjoy yourselves after the game if we've not got anything. But it's not a fucking goddamn country club. Still remember him saying that. And I think from there on, that team wasn't great, but there was some good players in that team. Like this year, there's some really good players in this year's team. And they just need, like that first year team, once they got that first win against Cardiff, they went on that little run and got a couple of good wins in that, and then ended up making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Although it was purely down to Newcastle folding and all that stuff, but still, it was. We still got there. It's not the point, right? It shows that we were there. But yeah, it was. I think some players need to realise that, especially if they are. We're not saying they are out on the piss, but it's more if they're not caring, then they need to start, because fans
I
are
really
turning
worry.
massively.
Junior, right? You can me, right? I'm the ultimate pessimist, right? I'm not optimistic about anything, right? I'm just pessimistic, right? And I really worry for Dundee Stars. I really do, because there was so much work got put into this club over the last 4 or 5 years to build up and build up and build up.
Yep.
And we're in January, and the season's only been going for September, and everybody is just ganging up on one another.
Yep. And as much as we show the attendances on the game sheet as being high, the attendances are lower on actual bums on seats on game day. Now, obviously, there's paid season ticket seats, and that will obviously be included in it, which is the correct thing to do, because it is a paid ticket.
It's a paid ticket, that's right.
What's actually there? It's starting to show with the performances and the attitudes.
I was speaking to our old mate Hunty, right? Now, Hunty listens to every podcast, right? And we were texting one another back and forward during the game. And one of the things he says to me this week when he texts us was about the amount of empty. So he sits opposite us, as you know.
Aye, yeah.
The amount of empty seats that he sees looking across the ice. Now, he says the majority of them are season ticket holders, and they might not go. You got to remember, on whatever day it was, when was it? Monday. United were at Perth. Dundee were getting pumped for Arbroath. and then to get that in. And then obviously we had a 4 o'clock face off. So that didn't help, right?
Yeah.
However, it would not have made that amount of empty seats. I really didn't think so.
No.
Okay.
No. But again, it was still relatively well attended on Monday.
It was more than what I thought it was going to be.
Football games. Yeah. So but listen, a big response is needed. It couldn't come at a more difficult time. So Craig Niche Decorators game previews is obviously another home and home, this time against the Belfast Giants. So I think that's been the last 3 weeks we've had home and homes. Fife, Clan, now Belfast. For me, a big response is needed against probably. They are one of the hotter teams again in the league. They are starting to slowly creep back up. Obviously, top point scorer in Scott Conway with 47 points. He's the second top goal scorer in the league with 20 goals. And then you've got the third top point scorer in the league, David Goodwin, on 40 points as well.
Yeah.
And then your old pal that you mention every week when we play them.
What?
Mr. Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. So I'm saying myself, JJ's no playing there anymore.
Well, he might still.
Well, you never know. Mark Cooper's always good for a few points against us, isn't he?
Yes.
But these two guys, Goodwin and Conway, are top class. Let's not beat about the bush here. They are top class. And then to top it off, what did they go and do? Let's bring back Besco.
Mr. Retired.
Fuck me. Stop it. Listen, if you're going to sign Besco, at least give us fucking Jackson.
Yeah, so I've been reading a lot about Jackson. Have you seen it on social media?
No.
Seemingly that he's got health issues.
Right, okay.
And that he can't commit to games, like so many games in the season.
That's good.
So yeah, we don't know what it is. I saw a couple people mention it that the rumor is there's some health concerns there. He's still well enough. There's nothing serious, but he needs to limit.
He saved them last night a few times, I believe, in that cup game.
Yeah. So seemingly that's the reason why Besco's coming in. He'll probably be number 2 when Jackson's not available.
Yeah. Well, one good thing, when Besco's on the bench, we normally get a good laugh with Besco.
I know. I say
Besco's up for a conversation for the bench, is he?
I know. I think I even offered him to come sit beside us one week, and he said yeah, but then security wouldn't let him through the barrier bit. We might get him up.
Yeah. How funny would that be?
Him or Tap?
How funny would it be? Besco sitting in section C with his pads on, watching the game as the backup.
That'd be tremendous. But we're saying this, but this will be the weekend that Besco starts both games and shuts out in both of them. Big response.
That just goes. Yeah, that just goes to show, though, right? The gap, right? The gulf between Belfast and us.
Yeah.
When things like that happen, because did they not go and sign somebody else as well? I think they've signed somebody else. Was it the guy who wrote? Did the guy? Josh Roach went back. Did he not come back? Did he not go back? You know what I mean? So that's the difference, and that's the spending power of these teams. Your Belfast, your Sheffield, your Cardiff, Guildford, even, and Nottingham.
Guildford have probably the biggest budget in the league.
Yep, but they've not chopped and changed their team a lot. That's one thing. So, and I know they've had a wee sticky spell. They might suddenly just come out and start splashing the cash again.
Yeah.
But
especially
it's going to be it's going to be
especially if Pekinich goes back.
Oh fuck.
But very difficult weekend.
Definitely.
And I think
they're beginning to go again, are they?
Yeah, it's pretty much hope you can get a result in Belfast. And at home, I'm just hoping for an overtime to get a point.
Honestly, if we were to take 2 points out the weekend, I'd be happy enough with that.
Yeah,
I would. And if it's going to be one win, I hope for the fans' sake that it's the home game we win. Don't do what we've done in Glasgow. Don't go and win on the road and then get pumped at home.
Yeah.
Go. If you're going to win one of the games, win the home game, get the fans back on side again. Or if it's an overtime defeat in Belfast and it's an overtime defeat in Dundee, then at least we've been in the games. Yeah. That's what we're asking. Stick in the games, fight like fuck for your jersey, and show a bit of pride for yourself. I've nothing else.
Yeah. One player I'm going to have a wee shout out for again is Johnny McBean. I thought he was brilliant in the ice time that he got again last weekend. He just he's kind of got that never say die attitude about him.
I think
It,
we McBean. I think I said this the other week. His mind is a step ahead,
mm-hmm.
and it's great to see, obviously, because he's still a young guy, but
Yep.
he seems to be thinking ahead instead of he's being proactive rather than reactive, and I
Yeah.
think that's what will make that. That's the difference between a really good hockey player and just a decent Brit.
Yeah.
And I think I wish we'd give him a chance, eh?
I think
Just
I think
fucking
we
give him
need
a
to.
chance.
I think we
So do
need to
I.
because
There's nothing
if
else
we
there.
if we don't give him the chance now, I think he's away next season. I think he's away down south, not Solway south, south.
He might, yeah. He might go and do what the guys like Cali and that have done
Yeah.
and take off and go
Yeah.
down to that level. And you see how well these guys are doing. Not just the likes of Cali, but young Plusy. Look
Yep.
how well he's getting treated down in Swindon.
Still a player I don't know why we've never went for.
Oh fuck! Did I get started on that either now? I've said that for years that we should have signed Tyler Plus. Our D-men at the back should be Plus and Ingles and 4 imports.
Aye.
That's what it should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the
But
thought of that.
however, and who else is down there? Is it Jordan Marr? Is it Jordan Marr that's down there?
Yeah. Yeah. Jordan.
These guys are getting treated really well down there, eh? And what you might find is Johnny McBean might suddenly end up down there making a name for himself. And then what happens when he's down there? You'll then get two ways with the likes of your Sheffields, your Cardiffs,
It's
your Coventrys.
exactly what happened with County. Exactly the same
Yeah.
happened with Jordan. He went down south, Milton Keynes, Peterborough to begin with, then into Milton Keynes, two-way with Nottingham, up with Clan, then back in us, Guildford. You look at what Jordan's done.
Yeah.
Johnny, I honestly think this is the issue I've got. Yeah, I honestly think we'll lose Johnny if he doesn't. I'm not saying he should be getting loads and loads of ice time. I'm not saying he should be on the power play units or that. I'm just saying we should be utilizing him more and playing him with the better, the better imports and
Said
giving
that
him the
last week.
chance.
Said that last
I
week.
think
And
we'll
I
lose
put
him.
him on the line. And I put him on the line with Soki and Ericsson.
Yeah.
Two guys who are fast. They're very good skaters. Different type of skaters. Soki glides where Ericsson's got pace. And I honestly think McBean could keep up with these guys.
Yeah.
Skating wise, but also ability wise, as in his hockey and a hockey brain type of thing. I'm trying to say. And I would, because no disrespect to Carter, because when Carter folk I think it was on Monday, there was one time he burst his arse to get back and he went crashing into the goal. He got injured, right? And he didn't come back on, right? But he showed a bit. If he got there, he got there, and he did. If he never got there, well, he never got there. But at least there was determination and effort to get there.
Yeah.
That Carter isn't that. That's no Carter's role.
No.
Right? For me, Carter, and I know that this probably puts Reinhardt out of position, but Carter, Big Streaky, and Garrigan would be a better third line.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, if you're going to take a chance with Johnny McBean. What have we got to lose? We're sitting, ninth in the league?
Yeah.
Fucking try something.
Go
and try something.
We're in the playoff spots.
You sure?
Yep. So, league table currently, as it shows,
not so bad.
Stars are sitting in 8th place, 1 point above Fife, with a game in hand on them. Only 2 points ahead of Glasgow now. Again, still with a game in hand on them. But again, you look at Belfast. They were way down in that kind of 6th place a few weeks ago. and that's them now up to 40 points, only 6 points off of Sheffield. 3 games, well, half a season to go. So they're going to be out for blood against us.
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
hoping. I think we're both in agreement here. I think we're hoping for a point and
2 point weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 point weekend. How we get that 2 points, I don't care. As long as we get something.
Yeah. One thing I do need to say as well is I said about Jeff listening to the podcast. I think a certain referee might be listening to the podcast because Stephen Brown was absolute pish on Monday night. Absolutely dreadful.
Now, were me
He's
and you the
getting
only...
worse.
I've never seen anything on social media, right? But were me and you the only ends that seen the netminder Muse playing the puck out with the trapezoid?
So
and it wasn't like...
I think that was Ferguson. That was Ferguson's call, and I'm pretty sure because Mike Fulgana messaged a group chat I'm in after it, and I think he was referring to that. He says because Ferguson just got his wrath, and I was like, I think I know what you're on about. It was miles in the trapezoid, miles in it.
He got caught out, and it wasn't the first time Muse nearly got caught with that.
Yeah,
it happened.
I know.
In the same period, other side of the goal, and he just got there.
Yeah.
And then the next time it happened, he was miles out the trapezoid and played the puck.
Yeah.
And I actually think Ferguson was like, what they shouting at? What's going on? What's happening?
I know. The problem that I've got with Brown is he watches the game. He doesn't watch it. He spectates.
He spectates. Yes.
This is his issue. He's just standing watching the game go along. Oh yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, sorry, that was a penalty. He was absolutely brutal. And then the worst bit was there was a shout directed towards him, and then he gave it the whole. Now, obviously, you can't see this because we're not putting the YouTube video up, but then he gave it the whole meh. I was like, really?
Yeah.
How fucking pathetic and childish are you?
Yeah.
And the fact that he's then interacting with the crowd shows he's not paying attention to the game.
Not paying attention to the game. Yeah.
He's an absolute job's worth of an official. He's terrible.
Yeah. And that's what it is. See we guys like that, right? It's like they want to be centre of attraction.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all about them.
Now people say that about Toby and they say about Pavel, right? But one thing you will very, very rarely see is these guys interacting with the fans.
Pavel does.
They just no during games. No like that.
I get my wee wave before the game starts.
That's it. The game's not started. But you get what I'm saying, right? They blank it out and they're doing their job. And they will hear the same shouts as what Brown gets, but you'll not see Toby skating up ice going,
No. Listen.
You're like, fucking hell.
Listen, I ref basketball, okay? It's not the professional league that they're reffing at, right? But I ref basketball games, senior men games, under 18s, under 16s, and you hear stuff for parents and spectators all the time. All the time. And you just get on with it. Yeah. I know the rules better than them. I'm a referee. I always believe I know the rules better than them. So Steve Brown should think he knows the rules better than the crowd. So that's what you think in your head. Shut up. I know what I'm doing here. Fuck off.
Yeah. Just blank it
Then
out.
I just stand and go, meh, like a wee bairn.
Blank it out and do your job.
I'm fucking fed up on him now. I'm actually fed up. I'd rather hate Ferguson than him just now. Because the guy is a cock. At least Ferguson's just shit.
I'm glad you're saying this.
Well, I'm pretty sure coaches have also said it, and but I've also just had a message for Stoney about the competition, senior.
Okay.
All it says is "fuck you." You and Shannon were the other two in our 4. Not anymore. So
I see he's took it well then.
Honest to God. But so yeah, aye, we're hopeful of 2 points. I realistically think that we should be hopeful for 1. I think it's going to be difficult, certainly difficult in Belfast, and at home it's going to be difficult as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping for at least a point at home, in the hope that we can, try and put a little bit of pressure on the other teams below to get results as well. But yeah, it's been a difficult start to the new year as a Stars
Certainly
fan.
has.
Um,
Yeah, certainly has.
but
But we can
yeah,
say good that listen, I've gone today, and people have said it, Junior, right? And we will not win every game,
no,
right? Sheffield could go on and win this league. Any of the top 4 could win the league, but they'll not win every single game
yeah,
between now and the end of the season. Sheffield will lose games. Guildford will lose games. Belfast will lose games. Might not lost us, but they will lose games. Right?
yeah,
Cardiff will lose games. Because Cardiff play, this is Thursday, Cardiff play Sheffield tonight. So somebody's lost in the game. But that doesn't mean that they'll not win the league.
yeah,
The thing about it is, they'll go out there and they will give everything. But for what we heard and for what we seen on Monday night,
yeah.
that wasn't there. And
No,
that's all fans ask for
yeah,
is effort and determination.
yeah. Well, listen, as we say, the fans put the effort in, they turn up. The
Yeah.
players need to start doing it too. And again, it's not all players.
No,
You've got
certainly
guys.
not.
You've
Certainly
got
not.
guys like Soke, who obviously point streak turns up every week. Ingalls, Dow, Songe, Parker, just to name a few that
Yeah.
do turn up every week. But other guys need to start turning up and performing and show care and passion. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
fingers crossed we come away with something this weekend. If not, it's
Hopefully.
not going to be if not, it's not going to be a very happy podcast next week
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
But it is
And
going to be a slight
well,
happy
it is.
podcast next week.
It's going to be a happy
I
podcast next
can't
week.
wait. We're
Yeah.
not putting this YouTube video up, so I'm actually gutted because you kind of see how happy I'm getting. But I'm getting so excited. I've got the biggest grin on my face. We do have a special guest next week. I am going to double confirm it with this guest over the weekend to make sure that they're still okay for doing it. We will be going all live. Well, I say live. We will be recording the show on Thursday night, Thursday evening. So the show will be up on Thursday night, and you will get to hear from our amazing special guest. I really didn't want to say it yet. I just want to put it up, and they'll see his name when we put the post up.
Yeah. It could be.
Everyone thinks
It's
this is
no
going to
Robert
be like.
Down.
It's
no
no.
Robert Down.
We've had time,
No.
and I'll say it's not Justin Farina, okay? Before anyone thinks, because they think we get really excited about big players that have played for this, like cult names for the Stars.
Yeah. This just put it in a sort of context here, right? The guy wasn't a cult hero.
He was my hero,
right? But he was a top, in our opinion, he was a top player for us.
I thought so.
Yep, so did I. And I think he was hard done there.
Yes.
That's it. That's the clue.
That's the last of your clues. Played. I said it last week. Played for last season. He's coming back to Dundee, and that's why we're able to get him on UK time. And he was hard done by. That's your 3 clues, and that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at the rink on Saturday. Hopefully here he is. Hopefully we make a bit of noise. Hopefully the drummer is coming into section C after all that drama during the week as well.
Yeah, I think the drummers. I think Addy's certainly going to try and get in amongst that.
Yeah,
to try and get the sort of the noise more central. There is noise. We hear it, and the guys they are making a noise. I think it's just the positioning in the rink.
Yeah,
it doesn't sort of come out centrally. So
yeah, but yeah, so we'll see you Saturday. Again, congratulations to Laura on winning the Don Michel voucher. Get in touch with us, and we'll get that drop off arranged for you. And you'll hear from us again next week with our very special guest. Yep. Thanks again, and have a good weekend and a good week.
See you at the rink.